Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of This Old Deck. And this episode, This Old Deck, we're looking at a deck called Order of the Ebon Hand. And I may have mentioned this group of decks before. It's another one from the official Deckbuilders guide from 1997, and I'll include links in the description so you can see, the old school books that I'm pulling these decks from for this series. And within the book there is a subsection of theme decks which are themed around creatures, and within that there's a subsection of 5 decks all built predominantly with cards from Fallen Empires. The one we're looking at here is the black deck. So there's a black deck which is based around thralls, and I think there's only, if we sort of ignore for a moment the swamps, the only other card in here that wouldn't have come from Fallen Empires would be Dark Ritual. Now I've got the beta version here. Obviously there's cheaper copies of this in the core sets, but I just thought aesthetically it would look nice. That's why we've also pulled the swamp from beta as well. But yeah, they're the only ones. All the rest, all of these are Fallen Empires. So we'll take a bit of a top-down view of this. So we'll start off, I'll just rattle through these and then we'll start to look at the individual cards, and then we'll go down a bit of a thrall rabbit hole. If you're curious, the other 4 decks, the blue one, again built with cards predominantly from Fallen Empires, is around homerids. There's also some Vordalian knights, mages and soldiers in it as well. We've got the green one, which is elves and thalids. The red one is goblins and dwarves, and the white one looks like mainly Acadian cards, so infantry, javeliers, lieutenant, phalanx, priest, scout, town. Yeah. So their names for the black one is the Order of the Ebon Hand, the blue one is Vordalia, the green one Havenwood, the red one the Crimson Peaks, and the white one Icatia. I think that's how you pronounce it, something like that anyway. So we have in this particular deck, in the Order of the Ebon Hand, we have 3 basal thralls, 4 Order of the Ebon Hands, 3 armor thralls, 2 mindstab thralls, 2 necrites, 1 Derrilor, 4 thrall champions, 1 ebon praetor. Artifact wise, 2 implements of sacrifice, 2 draconian silex, enchantments, 3 thrall retainer, 3 breeding pits, instance the aforementioned dark rituals, 4 of those. We've got 4 hymn to Torak, 2 soul exchange lands. We got bottomless pit, 4 ebon strongholds, 15 swamps. Sideboard wise, 3 initiates of the Ebon Hand, 2 thrall wizards, 4 Torak's chant, 4 Torak's gate, and 2 more copies of Derrilor. The creature curve runs from 2 up to 6. So there's no 1-drop creatures. Your 1-drops are basically this enchantment here, which of course has to be played on a creature, and of course our dark rituals, which should give us a nice speed boost, unless we happen to sideboard in these initiates. They're 1-drops. And like a filter mana dork, I suppose. But in here, you're only going to be filtering black mana anyway. Interesting. 1-for-1. I can't see what the advantage of actually playing that. You're not going to be fixing monocolour mana, really, are you? Has anything in here produced colourless mana? Not really. Okay. Unless I'm missing something, it looks like that's only in there for being a 1-1-for-1. So yeah, a bit more of a theme deck in terms of, you're playing around with a particular type of creature. Okay, so let's switch to the visual and we'll go through some of the cards here, if not all of them. So, starting off with our creatures, we have Basal Thrall, 2-drop, 1/2, tap, sacrifice it to add 2 black to your mana pool, play this ability as an interrupt. Order the Ebon Hand, 2 copies of that. Protection from white, it's a 2/1 for 2. 2 black, +1/+0 until end of turn. Single black, first strike until end of turn. Armor Thrall, which is a 3-drop, 2 and a black for a 1/3. Tap, sacrifice Armor Thrall to put a +1/+2 counter on a target creature. We have the rather creepy looking Mind Stab Thrall, 1 and 2 black for 2/2. If it attacks and is not blocked, you may sacrifice it to force a player it attack to discard 3 cards. If you do so, it deals no damage during combat this turn. If that player does not have enough cards, his or her entire hand is discarded. 2 Necrites, 1 and 2 black, so 2/2. If it attacks and is not blocked, you may sacrifice it to bury a target creature controlled by the player. Necrite attacked controlled by the player. Necrite attack this turn. If you do so, Necrite deals no damage during combat this turn. Derrilor, 3 and a black. It is a Thrall. Your black spells cost an additional black to cast. Must be because it's a 4/4. So they had to have some way of dialing back that unbridled power, didn't they? 4/4 for 4. On curve, not a good thing back in those days. Thrall Champion, it's a 5-drop for 2/2, but all Thralls get +1/+1. Tap, take control of target Thrall. You lose control of target Thrall if Thrall Champion leaves play, or you lose control of Thrall Champion. And then we've got Ebon Praetor, 4 and 2 black, 5/5. Trample, first strike. During your upkeep, put a -2/-2 counter on it. You may sacrifice a creature during your upkeep to remove a -2/-2 counter from Ebon Praetor. If the creature sacrifice was a Thrall, also put a +1/+0 counter on Ebon Praetor. Wow, there's a lot of counter confusion going on there. Something I don't think you'd see nowadays. And the only one creature may be sacrificed in this manner each turn. Right, that's a whole load of confusion. Implements of sacrifice, 2 casts, so we're moving on to our artifacts here. 1 tap, sacrifice implements of sacrifice to add 2 mana of any 1 colour to your mana pool. Play this ability as interrupt. Draconian Silix, 3 to cast, 2 tap, discard a card at random from your hand to regenerate a target creature. Thrall Retainer, single black, so moving on to some enchantments here. Enchant creature. Creature gets +1/+1. Sacrifice Thrall Retainer to regenerate the creature it enchants. So a bit of sacking going on in this deck. Breeding Pits, rather scary. 3 and a black. During your upkeep, pay 2 black or bury Breeding Pit. At the end of your turn, put a Thrall token into play. Treat this token as a 0/1 black creature. Okay, so it's spitting out tokens. Dark Ritual, single black, add 3 black mana to your mana pool. Pretty straightforward. Hymn to Torak, 2 black. Target player discards 2 cards at random from his or her hand. If target player does not have enough cards, his or her entire hand is discarded. Soul Exchange, 2 black. Sacrifice a creature but remove it from the game instead of putting it into your graveyard. Take a creature from your graveyard and put it directly into play as though it were just summoned. put a +2/+2 counter on this creature if the sacrificed creature was a thrall. So a lot going on there. We have one Bottomless Pit. Comes into play tapped. You may choose not to untap Bottomless Vault. Did I say Bottomless Vault? I meant Bottomless Vault. Yeah, did I say Bottomless Pit? I meant Bottomless Vault. Yeah, you may choose not to untap Bottomless Vault during your untap phase and instead put a storage counter on it. Remove any number of storage counters from Bottomless Vault. For each storage counter removed, add black to your mana pool. Ebon Stronghold comes into play tapped. Tap, add black to your mana pool. Tap and sacrifice it. Add 2 black to your mana pool. 15 Swamps. Sideboard. Initiates, which we did look at earlier. We've got Thrall Wizard, 2 and a black. 1 and a black counters a target spell if caster of target spell does not pay an additional black or 3. Play this ability as an interrupt. 2 more copies of Delor. Thorax Chance. Let's see what this namesake card does. 1 and 2 black. There's 4 of them. During your upkeep, pay black or bury Thorax Chant. Whenever a player puts a forest into play, Thorax Chant deals 3 damage to him or her unless that player puts a -1/-1 counter on a target creature he or she controls. Thorax Gate. Chant then can only be played on a target land you control. Sacrifice a Thrall to put 3 time counters on Thorax Gate. During your upkeep, remove a time counter from Thorax Gate. If there are no time counters on Thorax Gate, bury it. 0. Tap land, Thorax Gate enchants. All attacking creatures you control get +2/-1 until end of turn. Wow. There's a lot going on. Now, with this set, particularly remember that if you're not familiar with Fallen Empires, quite a number of these cards in the set existed in different artwork, multiple different artworks in the same set. And we'll see in a moment when we look at the Thralls, for the Thralls where that was the case. So if we now use this as an excuse to dive into Thralls. So there's actually 36, if you include all of the alternate artworks, there's 36 Thralls in the history of Magic. As you can see, the highest concentration of a sort of a single set with the most in is Fallen Empires. But you can also see that, so with Armor Thrall, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different pieces of artwork. Basal Thrall, there's 4 different pieces. Delor, there's only 1. 3 for Mindstab Thrall. 3 different Necrite artworks. Single Thrall Champion. And then single piece of artwork for Thrall Wizard. Now, the next time Thralls appeared would be this set, which is Tempest, and then we sort of get these one-offs now and again. So we get 1 in Stronghold, 1 in Exodus, and 1 in Urza Saga. Now up to this point you'll also notice that they're always in black. We get up to this set, which is Guild Pact. So was it the second set from the original Ravnica? I think that's right. I always get the 2 smaller sets muddled up. But what's interesting is we do get several of them, including 1 in white, 2 in black, and then 1 in white-black hybrid mana. So we get this Absolver Thrall, which has Haunt on it. When this card is put into a graveyard from play, remove it from the game, haunting target creature. When Absolver Thrall comes into play, or the creature it haunts is put into a graveyard, destroy target creature. Now you also notice all of these have the appropriate guild watermark on them as well. And you can see haunts on 2 of them. So 1 in black, 1/1. Whenever one Thrall deals damage, you gain that much life. You do some interesting thing with those. I'm trying to think of the name of that cycle of enchantments from sort of around about Lorwyn era, which pumped if the creature was sort of white, add one thing, and then black if it had some abilities. Just trying to think now what they were called, but yeah, those would go on quite nicely onto this. Dissension, so yeah, Dissension was after guild pack, so they've got one in black red in one of the other guilds, Rakdos. Then, not surprisingly, we've got some gate crash stuff. So we have Dutiful Thrall, Thrall Parasite, Kingpin's Pet, Treasury Thrall, and then in Dragon's Maze we have more of the Obsidat. We have something in Dominaria, Feral Abomination, and we've got another one in Ravnica Allegiance. Oh, yep. So a couple from that set, and then Murders at Karlov Manor have a couple in them. Well, sorry, a couple of different pieces of artwork of the same card. So you could say where we saw them again, I suppose, it is, you know, Ravnica as a whole. If you look at all the Ravnica sets, but the highest concentration in a single set is in Fallen Empires. Now, if you just do, you know, individual cards, not the multiple printings, then there's 25 Thrall cards, and this is the order if we put them against the EDH Rec ranking, with, you know, Blood Pet coming out high up there. Let's just seeing as we're familiar with the cards generally now, let's just change this to Deckstone. It might be a bit easier to sorry, checklist I meant to say. Yeah, there we go. So with Blood Pet, if we drill down through here, yep, so a little over 1% of this number of decks. Sacrifice, add Black Germaniple. Yeah, so interesting in a deck where you want it, you know, stuff in your graveyard, and you've got various triggers going off when stuff enters the graveyard. Oh yeah, extort, that would be a popular reason of having this, is of extort, like sitting there just doing its thing. And with this as well, remember that with the extort cost, it doesn't affect the colour identity, does it? So that's why you're able to play this in a mono black deck or a mono white deck or a black white deck. I think that's still the case anyway. What's the old, yeah, the first Fallen Empires one that comes up is Basil Thrall. Oh, it's probably because of the double black. Interesting. It's the second time we've seen that come up. I think I have this card. That's pretty creepy. What's the next one on the list? If we go all the way down, I'll throw a wizard. with the counterspell shenanigans. Eponymous. Non-token cards with a name matching their subtypes. Okay. No. How many, so you can see here we've got the different artwork. That's a little bit weird. Oh, that made me think of another character and it's gone now. Anyway. It looks a bit like, yeah, I'm not sure actually. So it's reminding me of another magic card and I can't remember what. I wonder if it's going to have it in the artwork tag. Let's have a look. No. Okay. It's a martyr card. We've seen quite a number of those in these episodes. So if I go into EDH Rec, whoops, there we go. Tiny Bones Bauble Burglar. Oh, Dakon Blackbait. I love these old legends, legendaries. So I was a bit curious when I was putting this episode together. And I needed to find I thought, oh, it'd be fun to find a Thralls a deck. So yeah, this one. It's a partner deck. You can see it creates two. I needed to find something that that had some connection to Thralls, either was a Thrall or in this case spits out Thralls. This is a partner one, so we've also got this. Rather conveniently gives other creatures we control +1/+1. So there are 12 Thrall decks under this. And yeah. I think we've got a few Thralls in the Thai synergy, but not many. Most of them are going to be there because of their thralliness, if indeed that's a term. Yes, does the deck have a high thralliness? Quite possibly yes. Let's just have a look at, is there enough decks to give us an average one? Let's have a look. So Thralls, average deck, what do we got? Well, that let me go into Architect, and no. So I was just hoping that it might just come up with the whole deck. Oh, Scavenger of Souls in there. Wow. Oh, yeah, there's a few Thralls. And it's got a Phyrexian Altar. We've got a bit of a sack thing going on here, maybe. Not sure. It does have Adaptive Automaton in it. Yeah, because you can choose Throw as a creature type, so that would be pretty cool. You could do, I suppose you could do a 5-colour deck, predominantly Thralls, and then use that 5-colour commander, which allows you to choose a creature type. I suppose that would work. Because with this, we're in white and black. It means we couldn't play the red. There was a red thrall, wasn't there, with red in it that we saw. So yeah, we'd be locked out of red. So either we need some sort of nice 5-color commander, utility commander, or a black, white, red, thrall thing going on. I mean, if I was to go, what's the best way to do this? Actually, thinking about it, so blood pet would give me. So I'm just looking to see if there's any red, white, black stuff. I don't think there is. Yeah, it'd be pretty niche. It's pretty nice. Oh, that's cool. There's some lovely artwork here, actually. Dark Ritual. Wow. Oh, it's Cabal Ritual as well. And Reanimate. Wow, there's some classics here. This will be a. So what's going on here? We've got Blood Pet. So if I picked that, I don't know if thralls are even a thing under this. No. Oh, yeah, Necrotic Ooze. Oh. Now we're talking. Beseech the Queen. Ooh, Gary. Wow. Oh, this is cool. Just, from an aesthetic point of view. Oh, Imperial Seal. Now, that's pretty expensive, isn't it? Yeah. And Chrome Mox. Okay. So, yeah, this obviously isn't specifically a Thrall deck, but contains some pretty cool stuff. There's Phyrexian Obliterator. Oh, yeah. What about so that's green, white. I'm trying to think what the 4-color commander with black, red and white would be. Let's have a look. I should be able to colour. So either Yortilla has 3 colours I'm after, or Tune Brood. Because the green added in, you get ramp, wouldn't you? I'm just trying to think again, are there any commanders here where they would be interesting to turn into a Thrall deck? Okay, that looks interesting. Thralls and Saprolings, maybe, I don't know. It's more of an artifact deck. No. Yeah. So, what about 5 colour? And then just use the others as colours as support colours. Yeah, this is the one I was thinking of. I don't even know if it has got thralls listed underneath here. Oh, it's one deck. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, 1 thrall deck. Well, the cool thing is it not only is it thralls, but it gives you access to all the colours, and of course you can go down a bit of a changeling rabbit hole as well, couldn't you? Thinking about it. Shapeshifters, yeah, because their card is every, so changeling, the card is every creature type at all times, so you could do a thrall, changeling. I tend to forget about that. What would the average deck even look at like? It's like one deck. Yeah. Is it, but not. Oh, breeding pit. I started thinking it's like a pod deck. No, breeding. Okay, breeding pit. Right. Oh, of course, coat of arms. Grasping thrall. It's got Ludovic in it. Be interesting to take a look at that. 18 swamps. Cenographs in it. 6 plains, 4 mountains, a forest. Let's go with arms. It's got Riptide Replicator in it. Xenographed. Each creature you control is a chosen type in addition to its other types. So yeah, it's going to turn anything that isn't already a thrall into a thrall. Oh yeah, things like Path of Ancestry as well. Wow. So there we have it. It's a potential for a thrall toolkit. Thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in a future episode.